What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, creator of the Outright Bar, and partner in the Ambrosia Collective, and 015 Nutrition. All right, so check it. We always get this question because we know that based on the ISSN and other organizations, protein for athletes, I think most of us, other than really outdated nutritionists, right, know that for athletes looking to gain lean mass and lose fat, you want around a gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. Now, the two variables we have are carbohydrate and fat. Now, carbohydrates, since there is no essential carbohydrate, there are essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. No such thing as an essential carbohydrate. So we really can't put a number other than say that once you've met your protein goals and once you've met your fat goals, unless of course you're ketogenic, which is a whole nother story, you fill in the rest of your caloric requirements with carbohydrate. So protein, we're going to say a gram of protein per pound of body weight. Let's just settle on that. So how much fat do you consume per day? Now, the data on this is kind of not as clear. And we know that the less carbs you eat, the more fat you should eat to provide an energy substrate so your body can use ketones for energy rather than using glucose for energy from carbohydrates. Ketones come from fat, stored fat, or dietary fat. So as we delve into this, we will also get into how that differs for enhanced, meaning people on HRT or anabolic steroids, versus natural athletes. Now, as an enhanced athlete, you don't have to worry as much about hormonal production on a lower fat diet because one of the main uses of fat in the body is for hormone production. But if you're injecting or consuming orally or whatever your route is, exogenous hormones, then you will not need fat for other bodily processes. However, your body will need it for other things like hair health, vitamin absorption. For example, fat-soluble vitamins need a fat carrier to be absorbed. So we look at it that way and we go, all right, so obviously natural guys will need more fat than enhanced guys. Now, my recommendation, I'm not going to cite sources, is based on the data I've read, experience as both a natural and enhanced athlete, and also results I've seen in training tens of thousands of clients in my 20 plus years in this industry. So with that being said, I recommend that natural athletes get 0.5 grams of fat per pound of body weight daily. That is, for a 200-pound person, 100 grams of fat. Now, where do you adjust if your protein's at a gram per pound and your fat's at 0.5 grams per pound? Well, you adjust carbohydrates. So you adjust your carbohydrates down or you can increase cardio to create a caloric deficit if trying to get really, really lean. If in the deep, dark, nasty recesses of contest prep, yes, you can take it a bit lower. However, I would not, under any circumstance, go under 0.3 grams of fat per pound of body weight daily. So for a natural athlete, I recommend 0.5 grams of fat per pound of body weight daily. That is as low as I would go for most people, unless, of course, extreme dieting. We currently have about 30 varieties of the Big O bar and the Outright bar. Now, here's what's really awesome, is that we have so many flavors, sometimes even we forget how many flavors we have. We forget to eat the flavors we love. So we're gonna go over our personal favorites and tell you why they're our favorites every day until we're out of flavors, is what it comes down to. So I'm gonna start with the all-time repeat buy leader that you would never guess goes together. We launched this, it was supposed to be a special flavor for the Thanksgiving holiday time, but we ended up keeping it because the reviews were so positive, and that is the white chocolate cranberry. Now the white chocolate cranberry, it just goes so well together. You can see in here, you got the rolled oats, the white chocolate, the cranberries. It is so delicious. It hits all areas of your taste buds. And in my opinion, this is just the one that I'm gonna roll with 90% of the time.
I mean, that is my favorite bar of all time, but I got my second favorite right here, the banana walnut peanut butter. Look at this. That soft texture.
Oh, look at that nut. That's a big nut right there, bro.
Why are you looking at my nut?
It's a good looking nut. It is. That one, the thing about the banana walnut is it hits like banana bread to me.
Yeah.
It hits like banana bread, brings back some good nostalgic memories. Ruckus, what's your flavor? Favorite flavor? Right. I can't eat chocolate chips, so I think I'll have some of that banana walnut. Ruckus is really excited. Anyway, what are your favorite Outright Bar flavors? Comment down below. But honestly, if you haven't tried the white chocolate cranberry, we sampled this at the convention we were at in Florida where I spoke, the Uberzati convention. And we had cookies and cream, which is our best seller of all time. And this, which is not our best seller, but it's our best repeat buy flavor. And this one, we had the same amount of boxes. These went faster than the cookies and cream by probably double.
I'm not surprised.
Once you try this, you will try it again and again and again. Those are our favorite Outright Bars for today. Comment down below with your favorite. You can adjust your calories elsewhere, such as carbohydrate. Now, for an enhanced athlete, a lot of people say that enhanced athletes will not need as much fat. And to that, they are technically correct because you don't really need it for hormone production. However, there are a lot of things that this fat does in your body. And one is helping you to absorb vitamins and minerals. There are fat-soluble and water-soluble vitamins. There are some, like alpha-lipoic acid, some nutrients, antioxidants, that are both fat and water-soluble. So what do we do? Well, I would still recommend that exogenous hormone users, people who are on testosterone, whether it's supra-physiological, like a steroid cycle, or whether it's HRT, still get at least 0.3 grams of fat per pound of body weight daily. However, if you want to be optimal, if you can afford it in your calories, I still want to see you at 0.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight daily. Again, that's 100 grams of fat for a 200-pound person. Whether male or female, I think these are great guidelines to go by. So those are my recommendations for fat. While the enhanced guy will feel better because they're still going to be they don't need to produce the hormones. One reason why you really tank when you're natural and you lower your fat too low is because your hormones tank. When you're on drugs, you don't have to worry about your hormones tanking. So there's one thing, but there's other benefits to having adequate fat in your diet that you must adhere to, okay, that you must consider. So with that being said, hopefully this helps answer that question. Where do I get my fat? Well, for me, I like a mix. I like to have fatty meats. I do believe you should have at least 20% saturated fat in your diet. I do like to take fish oil. I take 5 MTS Nutrition fish oil caps a day to equal 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA. And I usually eat between 2 and 5 or 7 sometimes Outright Bars a day, or as many as I feel like, because, well, I can get away with it. You know, for most people, 1 to 2 a day, that'll give you, about 20 grams of fat. And that still leaves you plenty of room to put other fat-filled, delicious foods in your diet, and it gives you a delicious treat. So I like using the Outright Bar for my fat sources. It's monounsaturated. If you look at the cashew butter, cinnamon sugar donut, it's got only 6 ingredients, healthy as it gets. But where you fill the fat sources, you know what? This is a bit beyond the scope of this video, but I'll tell you what, monounsaturated fats are great. I recommend about 20% of your fats from saturated fat, regardless of what the anti-saturated fat lobby says. And I recommend 3 total grams of EPA, DHA combined from fish oil. For me, that gives me 5 grams of total fish oil from my caps based on their extract percentages. And fill the rest with whatever. You know what I mean? Monounsaturates, the fish oils, those are the things you want to concern yourself with, right? So you want to get your EPA, DHA, and monounsaturated, some saturated, and fill the rest with whatever you want, all right? So that's my recommendation to you. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hopefully this helped you. I'm Marc Lobliner. That's not a game. MTS Nutrition Swoley. Think about it. You just got done training. You could be low carb. You could be high carb. Like, man, I got to get in that protein to make the gains. It's not just about how much you take in. It's about how much you absorb. MTS Nutrition Swoley doubles the power of your protein for about 8 hours after taking it. That's 8 hours. Plus, it increases your amino acid absorption. Swoley is the perfect protein addition that you need.